For boxers like heavyweight contender Bermane Stiverne, training is a serious business. But sometimes there are some lighter moments. I think it's true with everybody, so. Let's get this real quick.
Shit. Man. I gotta be. Let it go. You know, the problem with this motherfucker.
You out of breath?
Huh?
Why you out of breath?
Problem with this. Move your fingers. Watch out. The problem with this shit is you got too much hair. Shit.
You gotta be kidding.
Did we get shit on camera or what? Did we get the hair on camera? We've been playing this shit for over a year.
Probably.
Let me in here. All right, I got to come in here on this one now because so how long you been planning that?
We've been playing that for over a year. He lost a little piece of his hair. I said, God damn, you know what? I'm gonna cut some of that shit off, right? And see his reaction.
I thought we were gonna come on in here, Bermane. I thought we were gonna see the ending of your training relationship at this moment.
I said, man, look, if he hit me, y'all be ready to grab his ass.
All right, that was pretty good. Well, that's a great. There you go. That's.
We all got dressed today.
There you go. Well, what a great way to start my interview with Don House, who's the trainer of Bermane Stiverne. So, all right. So that was a pretty good trick. You clearly, occasionally, you guys have a little fun here at the training camp.
You have to have fun because you know what? This is a very serious sport, so we got to lighten up the load sometimes because he works hard, 24/7, day in, day out. 7 days a week, so we got to have some fun in here.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Now, you've been training Bermane for a while here now, and there was a period, though, in his career where you had to kind of be a little sterner about your approach to what was happening after one of his losses. You had to really say, look, you have to rethink your commitment to this sport.
Yeah, I did, and you know the thing about it is, you know, Bermane's a mature fighter. He's been around for a while, and sometimes a loss is a good ththing because, sure, you know, 40-0, 50-0, you know, I mean, that's great, but who are you really? Right. See, and by having that loss, it's like, you know what, we got to reevaluate, we got to figure out what we got to do, we got to change. So I kind of appreciated that. Even though the loss was kind of controversial, but a loss is a loss.
Yeah, and of course it gives you something to overcome, but when you can refocus yourself, it may make you a better fighter.
Absolutely, refocus yourself, go back to the gym, figure out what we did wrong. Let's change some things, let's do some better things, and let's work harder.
Now, he's a fighter who takes a very, and even in talking to him, you can see he takes a very thoughtful and focused approach to the sport as he does to life. Does that help you in terms of training? Is he someone that really can focus in on how can I absorb this material and get better?
Actually, it makes it pretty easier for me when you get a fighter that actually thinks, because he's in there by himself. Yeah. You know, we can say anything we want in that corner, yeah, but if you got a fighter that's not thinking, you're in trouble. Yeah. He's a thinker. I mean, he learns something, he picks it up. He's a thinker. You got to be able to think in that ring.
When you made that's a really good point that I have seldom heard in all the interviews I've done with trainers. I've seldom heard them talk about that even though you may give instructions, in the middle of a round, there are adjustments that need to be made that you haven't talked about in the corner.
Absolutely, there's a lot of adjustments. If he's in a fight and I'm thinking, hey, you got to get away from that left hook, he's thinking, shit, it's that right hand that's killing me.
Yeah.
We're in trouble. We done lost 3 rounds. Right. So I like to know where he's coming from. Hey, what's going on in the ring? What do you think about it? He said, well, that guy's killing with the right hand. Well, let's make the adjustment for that right hand, but also this. Because he has to do the thinking. Because if he's not doing the thinking, we're in trouble.
Yeah. Now his journey to the heavyweight title has taken a little while, but he's here. And we talked with Bermane about being 35 and how he feels not that his biological clock in boxing is ticking, but rather he feels fresh in the sport. Do you see him that way as a fresh 35-year-old?
You're absolutely right, because he haven't getting beat up in his life. You know what I mean? You get a lot of 35 years. Plus, this is a heavyweight division too. Them guys can go to 45. Now, if he was a lightweight, 135, 140 pounds, I'd be a little bit concerned. But since he haven't been beat up a lot. Even his amateur career wasn't beat up a lot. So 35, he's a young 35. You did actually a study on him and his blood and analyzed that. He's probably about 25.
Yeah, it's interesting. Analyze for us the fight coming up against Chris Arreola. Now, he beat Arreola once before, had him down, and won a very lopsided decision. Is it harder or to go back in a way and fight somebody you've already beaten because you feel like they're going to maybe bring something different to the dance?
Well, we're looking at this fight as we haven't fought Arreola. We're looking at this as a brand new opponent, a brand new fight. But we all know Chris Arreola. Chris was at his best the last fight. And if he bring that same best, we shouldn't have no problem because we're going to bring that same best, if not more.
All right. Well, congratulations to you. I know that you've been a not so much always the most celebrated trainer in boxing, but one of the best. And this is also a fine opportunity for you as well.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. You're absolutely right.
I happen to know what I'm talking about. Thank you for that compliment. Hey, no, good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
All right, Don House training Bermane Stiverne, and they will have a chance to bring back to their camp the heavyweight title against Chris Arreola.